Dear Ann Landers, my husband
Dear
and I
Abby,
are in shock.
I'm extremely upset.
For over 30 years.
My son got married in
Dear
April.
Ann Landers.
We were very
I
happy.
thought
Dear
she
Abby,
had
his
been
wife into our family. But seeing a woman, Dear Abby,
She thinks way too much of
Dear
herself.
Abby.
She had to get married.
Dear Pod.
Here, do you want your Teekinator?
Yeah.
I didn't watch Traders. Everybody's talking about Traders, blah, blah, blah. I like that I say I've been out living in a life when in reality, I've just been watching old episodes of Say Yes to the Dress. And that's
That
all I
sounds
feel
awful.
like watching. But I mix it up with Formula One because now the new season of Formula One Drive to Survive is out. And those guys are smoking hot. And you need to get on
No.
Formula One. Yes, J-U-A-N, Formula One.
Is that what it's called?
No!
Then I would have
Formula
probably.
O-N-E. Yes, Formula One. Those,
What's it about?
What's it about?
Is it just about
It's just
driving,
about
or is it
life
about their
and love
lives?
and girls doing each other's hair. They are driving to survive. It's about all
What do you
the...
mean driving to survive? Is there like a...
If you see how fast these cars go, you would shit yourself and then I'd pass out. I'd be that girl that's on all those like roller coaster videos where
wakes
it's
up
like...
and screams
and then they
passes
pass
back out?
out. And for some reason, they have a camera on them.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know where it's stationed. I try to figure out where the cameras are on these roller coaster and the cams where they shoot people up into the air and then they just lose consciousness.
Did you see that they took down King Dakar? Did you ever go on that roller coaster?
Yes. Did I ever go on that roller coaster? It goes so fast you can't scream.
Well, it doesn't go anywhere now because
well,
it's gone.
That is very upsetting because when I was there, speaking of people passing out on roller coasters, the last time I was at Six Flags Great Adventure in the heart of New Jersey, baby, I went on King Dakar and it was very nerve-wracking because it was new. And it's, if you don't know what King Dakar is, it is a shit your pants roller coaster. Was, rest in peace.
Right.
R.I.P. King Dakar. But it shoots you out, and all it does is just go up and down, and that's a whole roller coaster. But we're waiting in line.
Kind of sucks.
Oh, does it? Because the
Yes,
no,
that's why I
the
said
woman there was like two cars in front of me, and you're just watching, and the anticipation is building because you're just watching people get shot out of a cannon, and a woman had passed out because of the G forces, so she passed out somewhere in this 30-second ride, and when she came in, and she was still passed out, but she came to and started screaming like she was still on the coaster. I never told you about this.
No.
She was literally, so at some point she passed out, but in her consciousness, she was still on the ride. So she was like, ah!
And she's just like, take your seatbelt off.
And they were like, ma'am, it's over.
What's kind of sucks about that is so you're, in the theme park, you're in line for however long, you get on the ride, you pass out.
You've
You
missed,
miss the entire ride.
it's a 15-second ride and you've missed 8 seconds of it.
I understand this type of roller coaster, but it's not really like an adventure ride. It's like, shoot me up and now I'm done.
Yeah.
And I've wasted an hour and a half in line for this.
It was worth it.
I don't know.
I'm a big thrill ride junkie.
I remember when the Batman ride first opened in Six
yeah.
Flags Great American, Gurnee, Illinois.
Oh, wait, that's a different one.
Yes.
Well, they have Batman and Robin.
No, Batman. I'm talking about like when Batman, the movie came out, the first one.
And
That's what
Prince
it's
did
fucking
bat dance, and I did a dance to it in elementary school, but that's a story for another podcast.
It could be.
Wait, so they closed King Dakar. Do we know why?
He's not king anymore.
He's King Dana.
Right.
Oh. Well, they didn't say. It just wasn't. They were like, we're done here. We're done with this
Probably.
ride.
I mean, it's been around for a long time. Like, what, 15 years or something?
Oh.
I am so sorry, Lo Siento.
Ladies and gentlemen, please silence all cell phones and
sorry.
beepers.
So sorry.
And beepers, everybody.
It doesn't happen.
I remember also Batman and Robin at Six Flags Great Adventure. Like, it's sad when a roller coaster goes away. It's a little bit of your childhood being like, wow, we've outgrown this. Except for the Cyclone, which is like, we've
Yes.
been here since 1912 and we're not going anywhere.
We have a roller coaster in Chicago called, what is it, the Great American the American Eagle? like one of the largest wooden roller coasters that still
Yes.
exists. So that's been around since 1885.
And it's wood.
It's wood. So like it's like you're
Oh.
basically like in like
You're a paraplegic when you get off of it. If you've
Yes.
ever ridden the Cyclone, it's the same thing. I
The
walked off and I
Cyclone
was
is-
like, I don't feel right. And they're like, Erin, your L4 and L5 are sticking out of
But
the
the
left
cyclone
side
is
of your
they
neck.
stop the ride with like their foot. They're like, thanks for coming back. And they put like their foot on the car and you're like, this is not.
Thank you, 15-year-old Kevin. I feel safe.
Yeah.
Let me check your thigh bar or whatever it is. It's also like it just covers your thighs.
It's a weird ride. It's like you basically get off the cyclone and your eyes have disconnected from the rest of your body because you're.
It's shaken out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You're like
very
Helen
aggressive.
Keller in a helicopter. It's just
Yeah,
not
like if you
great.
didn't have a tick before you got on, you will have a tick after.
Yes.
But the Batman and Robin ride at Six Flags Great Adventure, one of my best memories of that ride. It was a dual ride.
Is it not?
I don't think it exists anymore because they were like, the sad part is everybody today's like, who's Batman? What's Robin? They were like, this is a gay ride. Are these two?
Wait, is this Baskin Robbins?
Are these roller coasters dating each other?
We're supposed to have ice cream and coffee on this ride?
The idea behind it was cool because they'd launch out and then they'd interweave. So,
Disaster. Just wait,
exactly. By inches.
What could possibly go wrong?
And we all know that Patty loves to send me basically snuff films of people being launched off of rides at
True.
4-H fairs. But Batman and Robin, you know how like when they take the picture somewhere on the roller coaster?
Yes.
And then you can buy the picture
Don't know why.
at their
I don't know why.
gift
people want
shop that you I actually almost bought somebody else's picture one time because I got off
That
the
should be
Batman-
illegal.
I know. Like what a great idea though. Like you just have a collection of pictures like of other people's families on rides.
What if you're like in
Who's
the
checking?
next next ride and someone's like, "Excuse me, ma'am, why do you have a picture of my family?" And you're like, oh, yeah, give it to me. No, I just spent $45 on them to keep
And
it.
you could get wallets still. You could get like the whole package where it's like, I'll have an 8x10, a 5x7, and 4 wallets, one for everybody in my family. Ma'am, this isn't your family. I
That's
know.
fine.
They look happier than I did on that ride.
But what in God's name are you going to do with an 8x10, a 5x6, or a 3, like a
I
wall
don't
size
know. The
of
glossy
someone
package.
with like their mouth like wide open, their hair looks like crap, or someone's like vomiting. It's like mid
that's
vomit.
the thing. That's what happened. So on this Batman ride, everybody runs off to look at the pictures when they come on the screens. And I'm looking for the pictures, blah, blah, blah. And somebody, you hear laughing right nearby. And then you hear like the laughing start to come closer and like the laughing gets bigger. And I go to look at this picture. Some guy who had been riding this roller coaster alone threw up just as the picture was taken. You couldn't plan this in a million years. It was like lightning in a bottle. It was hovering right by his face.
Like a
and
thought
his
bubble?
mouth literally, like, you know when cartoons show somebody throwing up and they have like wavy lines? His mouth was literally like wavy lines and the vomit was hovering to the left of his face. I wish to this day, if I have one regret in life, it's that I did not buy that picture. And if I had a time machine, I'd probably go back to that moment and buy it. I wouldn't go and fix the world. I wouldn't go and kill Hitler. I would go back to that moment in time and buy that picture for this
great.
moment.
Now, the person behind them,
That's all I could think about was where did it land? Because you can see on the ride where they take the picture, and I know that there's a loop right after that ride. So it's very possible it dropped on someone's head.
well, you'd see it. Everyone's waiting in line for a picture. You can see the person just like, that is just. It's like
And then they
being
go over to like Splash Mountain. So
Yeah, we're gonna go to that one.
we gotta go to the flume ride, you guys, because I gotta wash all this crap off of me. What a great thing. Wish I had an 8x10 glossy. Need a package of it.
That was the Batman and Robin ride,
Mm-hmm.
not King Ka.
No, King Ka was where the lady passed out and woke back up again.
Right.
Oh, it's
They
weird.
probably had to make room for like. I mean, certain things have a shelf life, except for like a wooden roller coaster, because then that's like nostalgia.
Yeah, but it's like, weren't they going to get rid of, in Disney, they have the Tron ride, and they were going to get rid of the Autobahn which
that?
has those, those cars where you're like, oh, it takes your whole leg to press down on the gas. That reminds me.
so.
Guess what Julesy and I did on a day off because we're 5-year-olds.
Gas. You had gas.
We had gas. And then after that, Julesy got me a gift of this New Jersey adventure pack, which, there's always an adventure in New Jersey.
Is this the place that you keep talking about where it's like this giant warehouse of
Oh,
fun?
no, that's the American dream, which we still have to go to. It's like Victoria's Secret and
roller
a
coaster.
spinny ride. Yeah. And then like they have an indoor water park. They have an indoor ski park. The place is bananas.
What do you mean by ski park?
Oh, it's an actual ski, like you can ski.
Like snow skiing?
Snow ski. Want to go?
No.
Come on.
No.
I want to go so bad. I want to ski.
No. I've seen enough people not make it down the hill.
You've sent me enough videos of people dying on ski slopes and other rides.
I choose not to be one of those
Okay,
clips.
all right, you opt out. But for the New Jersey adventure thing, it's like a pack of cards, and then you take them out if you want an adventure in New Jersey, and then you look at the little key underneath. It's like, do you want indoor or outdoor? You want adventure? Do you want something that's walkable? We want something that's not so active, and
You want clothing optional.
yes, clothing optional. Do you want people to be there? Do you want to murder people?
Right.
Do you want to sit on
Do you want
people's
to get
faces?
away with
Do
it?
you
Do you like the electric chair? Do you want a firing squad?
Yeah.
What
Do you like being choked out? All
Right.
these different
Do you
options
want
at
to
the
go
bottom.
Elizabeth Moss's house?
And then
I
and then you
don't.
scratch off the thing, and it tells you where to go. And we have decided, no matter what it is, even if we don't like it, we're still going to do it because that's
Sure.
the fun of the adventure pack, which is we're putting a gun to your head. Do one of these things in New Jersey.
Because you have to say yes in order for the scene to continue.
I say yes to the dress. I yes-anded this card, and it was a go-kart facility.
Oh, that sounds fun. Was
People over 40 should not be in a very small car
Why?
indoors.
I have a very small car.
Well, that's different. You're using it to get from place to place. Indoors. And first of all, I drive like I'm in a go-kart when I'm in New Jersey anyway, because it's just survival. It's every man for themselves.
You mean like the woman on the way here who, when I got off of the highway, made a left-hand turn in the right-hand lane?
Oh, yeah.
Just cut through 3 lanes traffic?
And she'll be the mayor. Welcome to New Jersey. It is lawless.
Yeah.
And so why do I want to recreate that indoors and pay for it? But we
How
did
many
it anyway.
Well, is it just you and James, or is it you and several other people?
Well, luckily, we went in an off time and we found a race that only happened to be the two of us and one other guy.
That poor man.
His name was Isaiah, and he ran laps around us. I drove like I was an 85-year-old woman. I was very nervous. First of all, it's never a good sign when they give you a booster seat for the go-kart, which they did.
What is the age range of this place?
I think it's
an
80
adult-
to 8.
Is it an adult facility, or are like children supposed to be in this?
I think, what's the, like 16? I think you have to be able to legally drive, right, in order to do it? I think so. Oh, God, I hope so. Yeah. I don't know. It's very nerve-wracking because you can crash into each other. And they tell you that. And they were like, if you spin out, if you die, if you bounce off a wall. And I was like, I don't think I want to do this. And then they give you a huge helmet, and then they give you one of those neck things like in Formula One. And I was like, this was a bad idea. This is terrible. But the card said I got to do it. Now I got to do what the
Said
card
yes.
says.
You had to continue the scene.
I was improving my way through all of it. I yes-anded. And I had like an extra small helmet on. Everything about it, I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this. But thank God it was just the 3 of us, because the race after us was like 8 people. I would have been shitting my pants.
Do you crash into one another?
Yes, you can.
But did you?
No, because I kept pushing myself over to the right, just being like, you pass. You go.
Just waving people through.
Now,
Go
the cars
on.
can probably
Go
maybe
on.
get up to 35 miles an hour, but that's too fast for indoors. And it's a windy track, and it goes up and down and kind of all over the place. And I was like, oh, and they were like, if you want to go faster, here's your booster button. And I was like, won't need it. No.
You can
I'm
turn
good.
mine off.
Yeah, just, you know what? Do you have anything like in a Corolla, maybe?
Do you have like more of like a pontoon boat type thing?
Do you have something a little bit more sensible than something so close to, maybe even like a bicycle built for 2?
Do you have more of a walking path? I'm more of a slow, fast walker.
Yeah, I'll just do that on the side. I'll be fine. I'm just gonna speed walk through all of it.
Do you just have some kind of beachfront property that I can just walk past?
Yeah, just something that I can relax near.
Yeah, or how about a bench? I can just sit down also.
I 100% am that bench person now. I used to be an adventure seeker. Now I'm a bencher seeker.
Ladies and gentlemen, please step right up. Please sit down on your bench. The ride is about to begin.
Wow. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Relax.
And we're back. Thank you.
That was a great ride. This bench is so. Whew, am I right? I mean, what a way to spend an afternoon.
How was that ride?
Terrifying.
So relaxing.
Terrifying.
So relaxing.
Yeah. And so it's the two of us and this other guy, and you take off. You don't realize, and you're so close to the ground. All of it's very nerve-wracking.
Have you not been on a car like this before?
No, I've never been in a go-kart before. Look at me. Do I look go-kart to you?
James, have you been on a go-kart before?
Yes.
Right.
Maybe when I was a kid. Maybe in New Hampshire, which is,
a long time ago.
you kill your kids under 10 and live free or die, literally.
It's like a litter, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're not all
That's
gonna
why
make
you
it.
got to have 8 of them.
That's what my mom and dad did.
Exactly, and you made it through. Congratulations.
I don't know why.
So we go-karted, and you know what? I'm gonna rename it Go-Sharded. I Go-Sharded. It was very nerve-wracking.
I think I have rose-colored glasses on with go-karts. I'm like, that sounds great, but now I'd probably it's kind of like when I saw King Dakar come down. I was like, that's fine with me because I'm not 20 anymore, and I know that I would get off there and have to immediately go into physical therapy.
Yeah, I feel like you feel your mortality more now because I was always a huge roller coaster person, and then we went on the American Dream roller coaster, and then I realized I don't have much time left on this earth.
The last thing you want to do.
Like at 20, you're like, I got a good 80 years. Let's shoot me out of a cannon. Let's slingshot me into the air. And now you're so aware of your body and how little time you have left. And is this how you want to go?
No.
Like then she died on a roller coaster at the American Dream Mall.
Well, it could be worse. So when the roller coaster opens up in Times Square, because they're going to have one of those.
No, they're not.
The stratosphere drop things.
Oh, I've done that too.
Yeah. So that's basically, I think, the ride. Or it's that or one of those fall rides.
Where?
I think on the corner of 8th Avenue and 45th.
Oh, good. So now we have to worry about somebody puking on us from above
No,
when
falling.
you go into Pret.
Just like
Falling to their
screaming
death.
and then just falling onto a cab.
Oh, my God. Welcome to New York, baby.
Well, I don't understand why they need this, especially on 8th Avenue. It's like gross.
We don't need any of it.
If you died on 8th Avenue, you'd be like, oh, that's terrible.
We don't need any of it. I can't wait to buy tickets. And I can't wait to say, welcome to Dear Pod, the comedy advice podcast. I'm your host, Prince Harry.
And I'm Meghan Markle. Oh, wait, did I already do that last week?
Well,
Then I'm Queen Elizabeth.
she's back again. Oh, R.I.P.
Pivot.
R.I.P. King Dakar and Queen Elizabeth. And we're coming to you from the Maha Bar on the beautiful Pineapple Ranch. Can I hear it? I'm so used to hearing that. And you'll be used to hearing us this week, every week, all weeks on your social medias. Follow us, baby, at Dear Pod Official on your Insta and your face, at Dear Pod on TikTok. Find us on YouTube at Dear Pod Official and smash that subscribe button because we're hot and you're going to want to see our clips. I
Is
really
that a
hit the P
doily?
on that
Are you
one.
wearing a doily?
Don't you judge my Free People lace shirt that's 3 times too small for me that I found in my closet that I bought 10 years ago? Write to me, dearpodofficial@gmail.com. If you like it and you hate Patty for dissing my outfits
I didn't
week
diss it. I was
after week,
asking
diss
if
it.
it
That
was
is a
a
diss.
doily.
It was passive-aggressive, emphasis on aggressive. Nobody likes a doily. Doilies even, I hate the word doily. So write to us, dearpodofficial@gmail.com. And
You didn't actually confirm for it tonight.
finally, I'd like to plead the 5th on my doily shirt because it's like hot and
So then you
cold at the
just-
same time.
That's. I think it's because I'm sitting here with my arms folded because I'm cold, and I'm looking at you. I'm like, this bitch
is
has
in
the
lace.
nerve.
I know she's in a fully
wearing
laced bodysuit. Come on, with a high waist. Who am I? I am the Linda Evangelista of podcasting.
I guess
Go
so.
fuck yourself in my shirt. I
I'm,
hate
like,
you so much
shivering.
because I
And I have a wool sweater on. And you're like here, we're just
I'm
wearing
just carefree.
like nipple clamps and a napkin.
Which originally was the title of this podcast. Nipple clamps and a napkin. So find us on Patreon. Patreon.com/GeoPodOfficial. Not for a mere $5 a month, you can become a subscriber, get extra special tidbits in your inbox every week, and we can spend that money on nipple clamps and napkins. Mostly for Patty, because you know what? Spring is sprung, baby.
That's correct.
I was feeling springy, even though it's still 40 degrees and windy as fug, because
Very windy out.
Wowee. I know that we are recording this on a day when the wind has passed.
I don't think it has.
But this wind, can we please for a minute? We're getting blown. This is when we should call Moth and she starts telling us about getting blown up and down the street. Your father's getting blown everywhere. He's getting blown up and down the street. It has been soy windy here. Soy windy.
It's like Chicago windy.
It literally is the Wendy City. It's
Wendy.
Wendy.
It's windy.
It's the Wendy City, you guys. But yes. Isn't that exciting?
No,
Isn't
we're
that
talking
exciting
about wind.
quality comedy
No,
content?
not at all. You know what? Yesterday I walked past the genesis of our podcast. Remember when we all sat down?
When it was
and-
birthed?
Yeah, when we were at that weird coffee shop on 8th Avenue when we were meeting Jonathan.
Oh, that like the bean.
Yes.
Or it's like bean and bean.
Or
Or beans,
beans.
or flick my
gas.
bean or
Something.
something to
I
do
don't
with
like
beans.
beans coffee.
I remember that. I think you were talking about the wine bar. We like wine and coffee.
Yes, not at the same time. But I walked past it yesterday and was like, oh. And then I was fearful for my life because of the location of
And
it.
then you were like, oh, remember this place? And then you stepped over the crack addict.
And then I stepped in a pile of human waste.
Feces,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, what a good time.
Those were the
What a
days.
lovely, glorious city
Yeah.
we're in, huh?
I like it here.
Wonderful. I think I'm gonna like it here at the podcast. That is right. This week, we are doing what we do every week. We read the advice articles of Ann Landers and Dear Abby. We haul them out of the woodwork and we bring them to the bean, and then we cover them in human feces, and then we put them on King Dakar. I think I've covered everything that we've talked about in the last 20 minutes. Am I right?
That's a very good recap.
And then something to do with Meghan Markle and Drew Barrymore that we were talking about before we started filming. Something to do with that.
I can't.
So-
I haven't watched the Drew Barrymore. I think I watched one episode of Drew Barrymore, and every time I see a clip, I feel like people are inching closer and closer and closer together,
Until they're inside each other.
and that just makes me uncomfortable.
They should call it Inside Drew Barrymore, and that by the end of every episode, somebody's inside her.
Well, probably.
They are.
Why? I don't know.
Why is the
anyone
couch
that's-
that big?
Why is the couch that big? Then why are they so close?
I don't
It
know.
seems a little. It's off-putting.
The whole thing is off-putting. She's
I don't understand. I mean, I like her. I just don't understand that she has a show.
I don't know either. I don't know how it happened.
And I don't know what. Like, this is as close as I want to get to someone while we're talking. I don't want to get closer than that. Get your doily away from me. Like, it is just like, if you can catch someone else's spittle in your mouth.
I have
think you're
spatial
too close.
relationship issues to begin with. We all know this.
Yes.
And like we were talking about before the podcast, Jules wants to always show me something on his phone, but he wants to put it an inch away from my face.
That's too close.
Every
I
time.
can't even focus on that.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, look at this. Read this. And if you aren't following us on YouTube, youtube.com/DearPodOfficial, you're missing this act out, everybody, and I can't help you. You know what I mean? We give good face. So this week's theme, ladies and gentlemen, is pets. Our favorite theme. We love the dogs. We love the cats. We love the birds and the fish. Did you ever have a fish? I'm
I
a
didn't.
non-pet.
I did have fish.
Ugh,
I liked him. Mark's dad has a huge aquarium of fish.
it's a lot of work for a fish,
is.
for an animal that doesn't give you love. It's a lot of maintenance.
Well, you're trapping them in your home.
Well, where else are they going to go? They're going to get at.
The ocean.
Oh, please. Did you see that anglerfish story that kept popping up? The world's most horrifying looking fish?
That's sad because
It
I'm
is-
sure it has feelings.
Of
And
course
I bet
it
I bet it
does.
looked in the mirror, Ariel's mirror, and was like, I look great today.
So then it's like, up where we walk, up where we... I've gone too far. I've gone too far. The light
God,
is getting
okay.
brighter. Oh, no. I'm floating to the surface. I'm not supposed to be above my league. I'm out of my league. Okay. Every time I opened up this is a shout out to our gal Maria, who works on our social media team. We've been obsessed with the anglerfish story. It was something that every time I opened up my phone, it kept popping up.
Yes.
Because it became a human interest story. Did you follow the whole thing?
No.
I was weeping.
I felt like everyone was just
Pushing this fish.
Yeah.
I was a fish pusher. I was putting it on my stories every day. Be like, people need to know anglerfish 2025. You need to know the truth about this horrifying looking fish.
What was the truth about this fish? What was the big deal?
That nobody had seen it before because, there's...
Because he's private. He's private.
First of all, it was
he's
a
in
she
gated
because
community.
she had an antenna.
She's in a...
Don't misgender this fish.
Listen, if this is like the Greta Garbo of fish, she wants to be alone. She lives in a gated community under the sea, and someone snapped a picture. Paparazzi took a picture, and she didn't sanction it.
So you're saying that the deeper leagues of the sea, the things that we've never seen before, that we don't have
Are
access
private.
to, is because we're not rich enough to go down that
No,
far.
it's because it's none of our goddamn business.
It's so true. But the thing is, she ventured outside of her gated community.
She was lost.
So she was like, I got to go to Trader Joe's.
Maybe she has Alzheimer's. She was lost. She's like, I don't know where the fuck my house is.
I took
Someone
a left in the Indian Ocean.
Who's this asshole? And then he takes a picture. She's like, you son of a bitch.
And then she was like, no pictures. And then she started to float to the surface because she had, spots in her
Yeah.
eyes. She didn't know where she was
Yep.
going. I think she tried to leave. I think she was like, let me just take a little run to the store.
I ran
What are the
out of-
normies
yeah.
normies do? I'm going to
I
run to
ran out of
Walgreens.
paper clips. I just need to go to Staples.
Yeah, I'm going to run up the street. Do Staples still exist? I don't know. And so the anglerfish, you put on her little,
She's
antenna
like,
light.
I took a left at the coral and then a right at the algae. Or was it a left?
And then I saw that hammerhead shark that I slept with once.
So then I remember dodging underneath another fish so he wouldn't see me. And then
Yeah.
I saw Mr. Big, and then I left, and then I called Samantha.
And then he tried to get back in my life when I was with the Russian.
Right.
But I was like, I'm moving to another country.
Right.
I'm moving to France.
Right.
And then
I swam.
and then I was dead. I don't know what
And
happened.
then all of a sudden I was. My
Someone
picture
took a
was
picture
taken.
of me.
I don't know.
I looked. I didn't have my hair done. I had my old antenna on.
Right. I was smoking. Which
It was
is never-
embarrassing. I didn't brush my teeth. All 3 rows of them. This picture kept popping up and it was huge. And then they showed what the actual anglerfish looked like, and it was like 2 inches. It was this tiny little thing. And then I started crying.
Oh, they made
because
it
I am
seem like
unbalanced.
So they made it seem like an enormous fish. when
Yeah,
in
it made
fact
it
it's
seem
the
like
head-
it was a
like penny.
beast. Yeah. In reality, yeah. It was like a quarter-sized fish. And she's like, thank you. I'm on Ozempic.
So she had Julia Roberts' teeth, but the size of a penny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very small, large horse teeth.
Right.
And every time I opened up that picture, I was like, this fish is gross. And then I started to read the story, and I was like, oh my God, it was dying, and she was going to the surface.
That's what was happening? She was dying?
And then she was looking for the light. She was literally going towards the light.
Okay.
I think.
Calm down.
That's also the other thing. We all put so much of ourselves on this story. They were like, she's looking for the light. She's just trying to get out of a bad marriage, and she's going to be fine. She's going to be fine.
It's a lot.
We put everything on this. Meanwhile, that fish was like, I don't know. I was trying to get away from a bigger fish, and then I just floated. I got caught.
I got lost.
I caught in a riptide, and I floated
But
to the
did it die?
surface. Oh, yes.
Oh,
Maybe we should talk about something else.
okay. I'll do the article then.
All right, good. Please.
Okay.
Rip anglerfish, rip King Dakar, rip Queen
Yeah,
Elizabeth.
there's a lot of deaths
There's
on
a
this
lot of death.
happy
It's old
comedy
death.
podcast.
I know. Happy
This
day.
is from the Sentinel, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Tuesday, August 3rd, 1965. Dear Abby, I'm so upset. I've been friendly with a neighbor for some time, although we have different interests. She's a golfer, and I am not.
Oh.
A few weeks ago, she was one of the winners in a golf tournament, and her picture appeared in our local paper. She cut it out and came right over to show it to me. I was happy for her and congratulated her. I forgot all about it until yesterday when I needed some newspapers for a kitten I was trying to housebreak. I pulled a newspaper out of the stack I've been saving and noticed it was the one with my friend's picture in it. So I reread the article and laid it down for the kitten. Later that day, my friend came over, and when she stepped on the porch, she noticed the newspaper. She became very indignant when she saw that the kitten had wet close to her picture. She said I was jealous. I was jealous and jealous and small and had done it on purpose. I tried to apologize, but she stomped out of the house. When I call her on the phone, she refuses to speak to me. Should I go to her house and try to explain what I meant, that I meant no harm? Signed, Misunderstood. All this over a kitten.
Misunderstood.
Dear Misunderstood, let her cool off. If your friend was teed off by a small water hazard, she has a bigger handicap than she realizes. Her sense of humor is below par.
I agree.
Ooh, a
Get
golfing
over
pun.
yourself. Golfing, first of all. Get over yourself, precious. I would laugh if somebody used my picture
Of course, that's what,
to like wipe a cat's ass.
yeah. I mean,
That's
I do that
comedy.
with your pictures all the time,
Oh my God, fuck.
and I don't even own a cat.
I know, and I want all those headshots back. All those 8x10s and 5x7s and wallet-sized glossies.
Yes, and just various mustaches over your face, which is the fecal matter of
And
the cat.
D's.
Yeah.
I once did a show where my picture was on the outside and somebody drew a D on my face, and I was like, now I've arrived.
Made it.
Now.
That's
now
great.
that's comedy. Let
That
a cat
is.
shit on your face. You know, you're yesterday's news. Check your ego at the door, also, golf tourney lady. How hard can
Seriously.
it be to win a golf tournament?
How long are you supposed to keep someone else's newspaper article?
Exactly. I would totally direct a cat to shat on your face.
Yeah. What would I care?
I know.
It's like when people like, if there's an ink spot on your face in the newspaper, people like get so bent out of shape. It's like,
Wait,
it's
people
beyond your
still
control.
get newspapers, though?
Yeah.
Now? Today? Do you think people still get papers delivered? I know that has nothing to
My
do with
building, they
cats.
do. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How vintage.
I know.
It's like when you go to certain hotels and you're like, oh, a USA Today. Don't mind if I do. I stay at the finest Red Roof Inns, everybody.
I like light news. USA Today.
I know. Did you have a cat? Ever have a cat?
No.
Oh, excuse me.
no.
Did I just hit a tripwire? We are
Yes.
dog people now, but I was not always a dog person. I was a pure cat person. Growing up, I had a cat named Ernestine. She was on the verge of being feral.
Because of your family?
She was like an outdoor cat, you know? And so she'd go out and carouse and do her thing. And then,
So what, she'd have, like come into your house and then eat?
yeah.
And she's like, I gotta go adjust her
she's-
adjust her suspenders. I gotta go outside and shit.
I know, I gotta go take a dump.
I gotta go smoke and shit.
That kibble goes right through me, you know
Am I
what I
right?
mean?
Am I right, Erin? I'll be right back.
All right,
Oh, I
Ernie,
gotta
here you
now.
go. And we let her out, and then she'd like, she was always like harass the neighbors. She would go in other people's homes, and we didn't find that out for like a while.
What was she doing? Looking for cigarettes?
Yeah, she's like, what you got? You got good food in here,
She's
huh?
just rifling through all their stuff.
She's like, what are these CDs, right? Can I just look at your books? I was
Dude, Leonard Skinner, I'll put that
Show
back.
me your photo album. It's cool. It's cool. There was like a French lady who lived across the street from us, and they would let her and they would let Ernie in their house. Which don't do that, because now
What did
she
she go
thinks
like?
it's
Was she like
her second
knocking
home.
on the doors?
She would meow at their door. She would go and like meow a lot, and then they would let her in. And now my cat
They
thinks,
probably thought she was selling something. They're like, oh, that's
"Oh, isn't that cute? Let her in." Encyclopedias, little tiny encyclopedias.
yeah. Kitty Scout cookies.
We did not know. And then the lady across the street called my mother, and she was like, hello, Ernie is here. And she had such a heavy accent.
Bonsoir.
Ernie has come into our house, and she will not leave. Can you come and get Ernie? Ernie. And Moth had to go over and be like, I am so sorry. And she's like, it is okay. She was the French version of Moth. Je ne suis Ernie. Je ne m'appelle Ernie.
You go when the cat has a tiny beret. I don't know what the problem
And a little
is.
lug cigarette. Why does Ernie only eat croissants now? I hope you're happy, Genevieve.
She comes back to your house with an accent. It's like, stupid Americans.
I will have the kibble. Is the good kibble. Clean my litter.
These kibble shit.
And
Kibble.
Ernie was crazy, though. She was a tough-ass cat.
Is she a fat cat?
No, she was like
Scrawny.
wiry, but she wouldn't, you not fuck around with her. She basically,
Like
she
if
was
you,
the cat version
like-
of me.
Right, I was just going to say.
Yeah, she was angry.
And she wore a doily.
She wore a small doily. Dick, I love
But it
this
was
shirt.
like-
I'm gonna
But
wear.
it was like ragged, like
Yeah.
she was like the town prostitute
She was
cat.
Fontaine. She comes in.
Yes.
She's like, I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
Bye.
Just wearing that nightgown all over town. That butch cut.
Where have you been, you whore?
Had to sell my fur.
Just in patches. Where is my daughter? I give my daughter away.
Someone gave me $2 for a sake. I don't know what that is.
It's like she has 5 boobs that she's pushing together. It's like, come on, Captain, you can wear your shoes. Don't it take a change to have a cat who can't refuse?
That wouldn't pay for my nipples.
Where's my daughter? So yeah, Ernie, and she would.
I don't have time to meow.
I have to go turn tricks over at this person's house who has the croissants across the street.
I need to pleasure this French woman.
Why is she getting deeper and deeper? And
Because it's the
Boy,
cigarettes.
It's so hard, the smoking. Ernie would try to get back in our house. The way that she would get back in is you would hear a thud, and you'd open the door, and she'd be sprawled out on the screen door.
Definitely. She's definitely.
She's a
from Lake
whore. You're a whore.
Lovely ladies, rub my nipples on the screen.
Yes,
Oh,
let
that
me
feels
in
so
your
good.
house.
Let me in, you heathens.
Now I'm desperately trying to go through my whole song catalog of Les Mis, looking for all the fun teen songs. I got nothing.
Fucking think of anything else.
I don't know when she went fun. That last song that she sings when she's already dead and she's trying to get them up to. I don't know. That's a whole different pod, everybody. That's Les Mis. That'll be next week.
Yeah, that's our Les Mis pod.
And that was our Les Mis pod, everybody.
Oh my God, a 9-hour musical.
Ernie,
Ernie.
the musical,
Ernie.
Das Musical. And so she was nasty too. She had an edge to her, and we brought her up New Hampshire because my parents really thought that Tom and Jerry was like a DIY movie or something because they brought the cat up to New Hampshire because we had a mouse problem, and they were like, cats like mice. We'll bring the cat up. The cat will take care of the mice. So very simple Rube hillbilly thinking, like my family. They bring the cat up
So they
there.
didn't really watch Tom and Jerry because clearly.
Well, they actually did because what happened next was prime Tom and Jerry.
She opened up the tiny little door and there was a huge mansion within the wall.
Filled with cheese.
Right.
Just loads.
Yeah.
And
Where did he get that
I don't
bed?
understand. Is that
Those
Gouda?
sheets. That's pure Egyptian cotton.
John, there's your dry cleaning. We were sitting watching TV, and it was, we were in New Hampshire. Ernie was up there with us, and it was
Ernie.
10 o'clock at night.
has to be Ernie.
Annie, and we hear her moving around, whatever. And we're kind of not paying attention. I don't know. We're watching Ghostbusters or some shit. And Ernie comes downstairs, and she caught a mouse. And she put the mouse in the middle of the floor like that, bitches? That's why you brought me up here. I'm cleaning house, bitches. But, of course, now there's a mouse in the middle of the room, and we all scream.
Is
And
it
everybody
dead at
starts
this point?
jumping on. That's what we thought. But the mouse was playing dead. And the mouse came to life and started running around the room. And now the whole place is lit on fire. The screaming. And my father, in his boxer shorts.
I would have left the chat.
You don't leave the group chat. You have disaster. But my father's in his boxer shorts. And of course my father is, Yogi Bear, and he's slow on the uptake to even figure out what the hell's going on in the house. He literally was like,
Are you all watching TV?
Yes, and
You're watching
Ghostbusters
TV
is
with
playing
your-
in the background.
You're watching TV with your parents and your dad in his
He's in his
underwear.
boxer shorts. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome
we're
to
just
my
gonna-
hillbilly
we're just
family.
Gonna push that to another episode.
We're gonna put a pin in that for next week's
a
mini
strong blinking pin so we never forget that.
So
I'm
he
just
vaults
grateful
up
that it's
into-
just boxers.
just boxers, but not like banana hammocks.
No, I
A
understand.
very long boxer. Yes.
Okay, you don't have to make it.
Did
something
not
different.
everybody's father do this?
What do you mean, very long boxers? What is it, like a
Like-
nightshirt?
Look, you should know that I come from hillbillies.
Okay.
They're Northeast hillbillies. You don't have to be from the South to be a hillbilly.
Okay.
And my father,
I'm
in
just
his
trying to make
boxers
sure.
and his shirt that says "#1 Dad."
Okay. We should move on.
So anyway, the mouse comes to life. Everybody goes bananas.
Well, it didn't come
the
to
cat
life.
Starts, it was alive.
It was asleep.
Bring me to life. And he comes back and is running around. Now Ernie starts chase the mouse. It goes under the entertainment unit. Ernie goes under the entertainment unit. My father in his boxer shorts is like, "Ah!" He was like half asleep. He tries to pick up the entertainment unit to flush them out. But instead, the mouse runs up his leg, up his boxer shorts. The cat runs up his leg, runs up his boxer shorts after the mouse. This all happens.
How wide is the opening of the boxer shorts?
Pretty wide.
I guess.
I told you they were big boxers.
So it's not a box. He was wearing a skirt.
He was basically in a kilt.
Right. Okay. Your dad was relaxing in his number one dad shirt and a skirt.
He
a
had
leather
clown
pencil.
pants.
Yeah, skirt.
So now the mouse and the cat both run up his legs. This happens in the course of what has to be a millisecond. It happens so fast. He drops the entertainment unit. We're screaming. I don't remember what happened after. Yes, he is. We take him around the South and charge 2 bits a gander.
Get it?
I'm
not an animal. But there's 2 animals.
I'm not an animal, but they're animals. And they're running up my shorts.
And your mom's like, you're right, that is some animal in your drawers. Not now.
It's about time. Am I right, ladies? Am I right?
Am I right, Erin?
Is this doily on?
Everyone is like, no, that's not right. Nothing about this is right.
I know. And the best part is, I don't know the rest of the story after that. I literally have blacked out the rest of that story. I remember the chaos.
You have begun a story with
that
no
I
ending.
can't end.
You're like a Netflix crime drama that just doesn't pay off at the end. You blue
like
ball for 6 episodes.
I'm like the new season of White Lotus. It's leaving everybody a little disappointed.
Yes.
I understand. I don't know what happened after that. It was absolute mayhem, chaos. I know that they ran upstairs at one point.
Who?
All 3 of them. The mouse, then the cat, and then my father ran up after them. And
you've never said that either one of the animals came out of your dad. So now I'm just
they came out, yes.
that the 3 of them went upstairs to
and
finish the relationship.
To finish the relationship. Like, well, what else are you going to do
the
in
French
rural
French
New
cat
Hampshire?
and the mouse is like, bonsoir, Mr. Maguire, this is me.
Mon ami, Ernie.
It is me. Rub my nipple.
Come on, Captain.
Number 1, Dad, put your eagle deep inside my...
Ew! Yeah. So that's my story, everybody.
Wow.
That fell off the edge of a cliff. I understand it was a real cliffhanger. I'll have to connect with Moth and ask her what happened.
No. I think we're all good.
Are you
I think
sure?
we're good. Yep, checking the
Are you
gate.
sure you
We've
know what-
moved on. Yep.
On to the next article, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a hard left off of the poo series and let's transition to dogs.
Okay.
I have an article for you. I sure do.
Okay.
And where does it come from? It comes from...
Whenever you're ready.
Whenever I'm ready. The Alton Evening Telegraph, Alton, Illinois, March 22nd, 1968. Dogs were treated as guests. Dear Anne, last night we went to a dinner party at the home of new friends. There were 5 couples present and 2 big dogs. During cocktails, the dogs roamed around the living room, sniffing the guests and occasionally snatching a small frankfurter from the hors d'oeuvre tray. The hostess saw all of this and never said a word. When dinner was served, the dogs came right into the dining room, and then the battle started. They poked their heads under our arms trying to get at the roast beef. They yelped and cried, and we couldn't even carry on a conversation. The host waved the bigger dog away when he nearly snatched the meat off my plate. His wife said meekly, "Jim, perhaps we should take the dogs out." He answered, "No, they'd feel hurt." I looked at my husband, and he was furious. The host sensed our feelings and said in jest, but I'm sure he meant it, "Anyone who doesn't like dogs is not to be trusted. Please print this letter and your opinion. Signed, Dog-Gond." Dear Doggone, I hope you and your husband never get so hungry that you will accept an invitation at that kennel. The host and hostess were unbelievably inconsiderate of their guests, and I am unable to say a single word in their defense. Anne.
I don't buy this.
I buy
couple
this.
things.
This
I
would
don't
happen.
believe someone just is giving hors d'oeuvres of just loose, raw franks.
Well,
unless she's meaning pigs in a blanket.
First of all, it's the 60s. Cocktail weenies were huge back then. Everybody loved a cocktail weenie. I'd
Well,
still
you can't
down a
say
weenie.
cocktail weenies and huge because that doesn't make any sense.
I know it's a what do you call it?
Yes.
One of those.
Yes.
Yes.
And
If you just have like a couple cocktail weenies out, absolutely.
do you mean just like small wieners with a
Like
stick
pigs
in
in
it?
a blanket?
Well, pigs in a blanket
But-
is different than just wieners out on a plate.
They would have wieners.
Just, I want you to visually do that. Just imagine a silver tray
Okay. Wait, can I close my eyes
of
on this?
Oscar
Wait, let me
Mayer hot
adjust.
dogs,
By the way,
uncooked, just on the plate, loosely rolling about. Yeah,
I'm just adjusting because I'm getting a frontal wedgie from my doily.
I
suit,
bet.
so-
wait, does that tuck all the way? You know what? Let's move on.
Anyway, okay, doilies, loose,
Loose wieners on a tray.
loose wieners on a tray. Does a tray of a doily?
Do we think that it's like a normal size hot dog just
No.
rolling around on a silver platter?
No, I just think it's a pile of wieners with a dip in the middle.
That sounds fucking vile. Just loose, tiny wieners.
I don't eat pork, and I'm kind of here for it.
A platter.
see-
A platter of.
I follow a
of
page on
tiny wieners,
Instagram. Platter
just-
of wieners.
but not pigs in a blanket. Just
Yeah,
raw
like
dogs.
a raw dog, and I would raw dog them.
I would look at that and be like, "Are you?" I'd have to say something. I'd be like, "Are you out of your mind?"
You
If I
need
came
to
here,
follow.
if I came to your house,
And there was
you-
just like a plate of wieners.
just like a disgusting display, as if it was like a hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
And just a small thing of dip. I'd be like, I'd have to pull you into the kitchen and be like, "Are you?
Are you
out
okay?
of
Are you
your
stroking?
mind?"
I don't see any problem
I'm
with
sorry.
this.
I'm sorry. Are you stroking? Are you
This is-
stroking?
you and
If
I-
you're stroking, I'll have to leave.
First of all, there's an Instagram page called 70s Dinner Party, which I highly recommend because it's so funny. And they just show you pictures of things that literally people would serve at 70s dinner parties. There was a lot of like jello molds.
Sure,
There was a
I
lot
get
of
that.
like jello molds with like suspended vegetables
Yes.
in them.
I understand
And
that.
but so like a cocktail wiener was a big thing in the 60s.
That's like, now I'm going to take it a little. So imagine a plate full of loose meat, ground beef.
You
That's
literally
it.
just described a charcuterie.
I'm talking about loose meat, as in like,
Yeah. A
Processed.
charcuterie is a loose meat.
hear
So
that, but
a
that's-
charcuterie
but that's
is just
sliced.
a fancy cocktail wiener tray.
I'm talking about when you go and you get the styrofoam thing of ground beef, rip it
Oh.
open and toss it on a tray.
Okay, well now you've got a visual in your head.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
That sounds disgusting.
So you think that cocktail wieners are akin to raw hamburger just
Yes.
floating around on a platter?
Yes. I think it just seems weird.
I love that this theme is
Anyway,
pets. Anyway,
it's pets.
everybody. But cocktail wieners for the mini-sode. Can we talk about it? You also have a lot of feelings about wieners.
Yeah.
Would you like to share?
I like to get my hands on all the wieners.
As a professional,
As a professional
man.
wiener holder. I'm a professional man.
Look, I specialize in wieners, everybody, and I know a weird wiener plate when I see one.
I just think that is a very strange.
Hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah.
I think it
Pigs
was
in a blanket is different
not
because
by much, yo.
it's wearing a jacket.
Yes.
So it's already.
It's wearing a blanket.
It's like, oh, I'm going to a dinner party. I'm just going to put on this.
Put on this jacket. No, don't eat me, no! We always have cocktail wieners at our party. We don't have a loose wiener. We have pigs in a blanket.
I like that. I don't like loose wieners. I understand. It's kind of like if you did like breakfast sausage on a platter. Again, just that on a platter. That seems weird also.
I'm not seeing any problem with anything you've said so far. And again,
Then you should leave. Take
all right,
your
everybody,
doily and
take my doily's gone.
your French cat and the
but
mouse.
you won't hear it
and
leave because it's a doily. It's just like it's the sound of a doily.
She just slammed her doily.
Her doily's
How
in
do
the
you know?
wind. Oh, I was going to read my article, and then I realized I just
already
read my
did.
article.
Yeah, we talked
but we've
about-
talked about cocktail wieners for the last 15 minutes.
I
because
think
we
this
can't
is someone
get
who
past
doesn't like dogs, and what happened was that the dog just sniffed her or whatever, and she makes a big deal because that's what non-dog owners do. They're
Well-
like, oh, their dog was around, was eating everything. Was
I
it?
have an issue with the big dogs getting like what
Was
is
this
it
like
about
Marmaduke, or are we talking like the big red dog, or like she
Clifford?
makes?
Yes, he has a name. Okay, it's Clifford the big red dog.
Okay,
and frankly, he's sensitive about his color. So can we please?
But not the size.
There's something about me when I go to a house that has a larger dog, they instantly go for my crotch. And I know I'm
They're
a
like-
hot piece of A.
You're like, this store has been closed and empty for years.
They want to
thank
know
you.
if the carpet matches the drapes.
They're like, I know
And-
there's something in that freezer.
It's linoleum. Durable, easy to clean,
You can find
out of
it's
stock.
like yeah,
Yes.
Al Capone's vault. I know you're anticipating, but there's gonna be nothing.
It's going to
in
be
there.
disappointing when Geraldo gets in
Yeah.
there.
What is that? An empty 7-Up bottle?
Is that
What
a
is that?
Seiko watch?
Bottle though. A glass
Just
bottle.
glass.
Huh,
That's gotta be
interesting.
painful.
Wow.
They always go for my crotch, and if it's a big dog, it always tries to knock me down. I don't do well with
Oh,
big
because
dogs.
that's right. As if I mean,
I look like a big cocktail wiener to
a
them.
can of coffee could knock you down.
It's true. It doesn't take much. I have no center of gravity.
Correct.
If you're a golden retriever, I'm gone.
Sure.
But the best was when I was a kid, when I was like 10, and we went over to my parents' friend's house, and they had a huge, like, black lab or something. And he was 3 times the size of me. Now picture a 10-year-old ginger boy
Sure.
goes to a house, the scene is set, really big dog, and they were going over to, like, see this new house that they were in, and all 4 adults at one point were looking at this, it was a fireplace, and
Made
the
of
dog
wieners.
literally knocked me over and mounted me. And nobody knew this was happening, like 10 feet behind them. I was getting
Was this the?
I was
this the
me
first
too'd
time?
by a black lab.
Okay,
I know. Wasn't the first time.
but
There
I mean,
was a Saint
Do you
Bernard
still
who tried
talk now
to.
or no?
No, we're not in each other's lives anymore. It got too complicated.
Because he's dead now.
This is true. Well, he was replaced by another one and another one, and they're all named Max,
Oh wow. So were you only with the one Max?
Well, then I met the Saint Bernard, and I was like, well, he blew him right out of the water. And I do mean blew.
Yes, I get it.
Oh, everybody. You know how, like, well, okay, how are you when people come over with the dogs? Because I gotta know about this. Our dogs, we have 2 small dogs. They're the best things in the world. I love them dearly.
Yes.
They're very excited to see people.
Yes,
but
they're
we're so
animated.
aware of, like, when people come to our house, we put them in a crate, we put them in their room, we put them to the side, because not everybody is a dog person, and I think you're a sociopath if you're not.
Correct.
But I'm always aware of what my dog is doing in relation to people when they come over my house. Also because it's selfish, because they're small and I don't want people manhandling them.
Yes.
Only I get to molest my dogs.
Right. But you're also in a house, so I'm in an apartment, so this is different.
So they can't but also Jenny, it's like Jenny's a small dog, but if you had a
It's also
big
her
dog,
house.
it is her house, and you're coming into her, well, it's her teepee, technically.
Yeah, don't go into the teepee.
For those who don't know, Patty has a small chihuahua named Jennifer.
Jenny.
Does she have a middle? It's not Jennifer. She's only Jennifer if she's in trouble.
Correct.
Okay, sorry. Wow.
And everyone says Jenny from the block. I'm like, that's not it.
No, don't you dare bring that into it.
She's not from the Bronx. She's from Connecticut.
Oh, fancy. And
Not really.
Patty bought her
Born
a
in
teepee,
squalor.
which I'm obsessed with. And
Yes.
does she go into her teepee?
All the time.
Does she like to be social when people come over your house?
Sometimes, and then some. She likes to bark at them, but her tail's always wagging. She's just very vocal.
Same with ours.
But their tails are wagging, so they're happy.
Yes.
But most people don't understand what that is. Like, you have a bad dog. I'm like, why don't you go fuck yourself?
Oh my God, when somebody says something about your dog to you.
And generally they do, because I see all these dog owners in the neighborhood, and they're practicing with their dog, and they're like doing that snap thing, that
Clicker?
that clicker,
Like you're in church in the
I'm
1960s?
like, what are you doing with it? Right.
Yeah.
What are you doing with? Is your dog like jumping? Is he preparing for something?
Like you're not the dog whisperer. Yeah, who are you
At some
what are you
point,
training?
They're like, oh, can your dog do tricks? I'm like, yeah, trigonometry. Like, what do I want the dog to do? I want the dog to love me. I want it to eat. I want it to shit outside. And
And that's all I ask
yeah.
of it.
And, when I say her name, I'd like her to come to me.
And sometimes I want them to be able to juggle because I want to start their own Instagram page.
Right. I
Yeah.
just find I don't know. I don't understand with everybody with these like tricks or like as if every dog is so horribly misbehaved.
Well, when we did bring them to a trainer. We did have like a trainer come to the house.
Like an exercise trainer?
Yes, and he got them on a small treadmill.
Right.
And their asses looked great for a while.
Right.
But after that, the
they're
thing is with
fasting.
the training, the dog training, is that you have to want to maintain the training process. And we didn't want to do that. How do I say I'm too lazy to care that much? And so, yes, they are spastic when people first come into the house, and then they calm down.
Yeah.
Also, if I put a shirt on them, they calm down right away. It's like a thunder shirt.
Sure. That's pretty, yeah, probably.
Which is so weird. I wonder what the thought is behind that.
Why don't you put a shirt on and calm down?
Why don't I put a doily on right now, everybody? I got the miniature doilies to match my doily. Dick! I'm going to burn this shirt when this episode is over. Cut to the mini-sode. And I'm just topless.
Just charred. Damn it, it's not really flammable.
Wasn't worth it, damn it. I'm going to adjust my doily because you know what it's time for now? It's time for
Instagram mail, Instagram mail.
If you don't
Wieners
like
on
my
a tray.
dogs, you can go fuck yourself. However,
Go straight to
I am
hell
serving
if
you
you don't
a
like my
plate
dog
of
and
wieners,
see yourself
little
out
tiny
through the
wieners.
window,
Dip
please.
it in some ketchup, dip it in some mustard, and write to us at DearPodOfficial, DearPodOfficial@gmail.com if you would like one of your advice questions answered by the two of us unqualified jackasses. We're going to do it. Or slide into our DMs at DearPodOfficial on your Insta, on your face. You can write to us on TikTok, but do I ever check it? Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, comment under this little video if you want a question answered. Go on, Patty. What's this week's question?
You okay?
I'm going to go get the wieners ready.
Just a plate full of loose meat.
Loose meat, everybody. Charcuterie.
Dear Pod, I am a man over 75, but I don't feel it. I'm in great shape, eat well, and have the energy of someone half my age. But I brought up needing to schedule a colonoscopy with my doctor, and he said, "Nah, you're over 70. We really don't do that at a certain age anymore." I've never heard of such a thing. Just stopping care because your license has a certain date on it? Were you aware of this practice? I wasn't depressed before this appointment, but I sure am now. Should I insist on doing it anyway? What's your thoughts on being put out to pasture by the medical industry? Signed, don't let the door hit you.
Where the good Lord split you.
Dear Don't. Man, you really want that colonoscopy, don't you? You should be ecstatic that you no longer have to spend the night racing to the bathroom after ingesting the equivalent of body Drano. But not you. Nope, you'd like to feel that nagging, sweaty mess of a bowel roller coaster ride you experienced the day before the big colon dig. I've never met anyone who loves the idea of this being a ritual. Alas, you have entered the chat. Consider this, colon bro. Testicular exams end in your 40s. From age 15 to 40, you run the risk of having testicular cancer as well as getting turned on by a doctor whilst running his strong hands over your taut testes.
Say it slower.
A sort of Easter egg hunt in your drawers. But we age out of that danger zone, and that cold caress from Dr. Feelgood is no more. Perhaps you can reach out to your doctor and request to have colonoscopies well into your 90s. At that point, you may not know where you are or what's in your derriere. However, you might die from dehydration from all the diarrhea the night before. Mm-hmm. But again, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a person talking into a microphone, asking someone not to make me shit my pants.
They stop checking your testes at a certain
Yeah.
testes.
Yes.
1, 2. Really? That's a young age to stop checking your bowels. That's young. 40s? Don't you think?
Mid-40s?
Yeah.
I guess it's, I don't know.
Because it's such a slow-moving cancer. If you get it, they're like, ugh, whatever.
That I don't know.
Okay. Well, come to the
Again, I'm
table
not a
with more
doctor.
medical information
Okay,
next
well, I'm
time.
not a goddamn doctor.
On to my cocktail wieners, everybody. Dear Dor, unfortunately, I did know that doctors stop doing standard care procedures as you age because the last time I tried to book a mammogram, the girl at the front desk laughed. And she said, why bother? I will use that same phrase when she asks me for a copay. It's true. The medical industry stops giving you colonoscopies, mammograms, pap smears, prostate exams, bone density, and even certain blood tests. It's the medical equivalent of a waitress walking up to your table and saying, are we all done here? Well, you still have a mouthful of steak. Nah, bitch, we ain't done here. In fact, I want to see the dessert menu and your whiskey options. And if you got a cigar bar, that's true too. I'll check that out. Anything. I'm going to stay here for a long time, damn it, now because you kind of tried to bum rush me. Oh, that was just wow, I went off the reservation.
You okay?
I wondered why the hell doctors would stop giving you care as you age when it feels like that's when you need it more. So I asked our new god, AI, and it said simply, the risks outweigh the benefits. In other words, the act of going up your butt with a camera at age 95 may kill you faster than any cancer will. It's your doc's way of saying, hey, we all gotta go sometime. But given that age expectancy is increasing thanks to modern medicine, early detection, and a lot of great new shows on Netflix, I think 70 is a bit too early to cash in your chips. I personally think doctors don't want to go inside an old person because it's gross. No one wants to do a pap smear on a 90-year-old. You'd be afraid bats would fly out. Look, if you want to continue to get these invasive procedures done, have at it. I don't think a doctor would deny you care or deny themselves the money. But do you really want to? Do you want to go through the process of drinking that horrible soap liquid and run into the bathroom every 10 minutes to clean out the hobgoblins of meals past, just as an act of revenge? I'll show you who's old. I'm going to shit until I can't feel my legs. Is it really worth it? Or do you just want to be like the rest of us? Grab a drink, give up, and wait for the asteroid. Good luck, you old son of a bitch, and happy aging. Ian!
I did like asteroid.
Asteroid? Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Maybe I did. I'm so smart like that.
It's good.
Julesy had to have a colonoscopy done. Let me tell you.
Is that where we were?
Mentally?
No. Is that where we were with this question?
Oh, what? Colonoscopy? Oh, no. No, this question came from an outside source.
Yes.
Yes.
The call's coming from outside.
Exactly. But he did, coincidentally, have to have a colonoscopy. And,
Were you there?
Of course, I held his hand the whole time. You mean during the prep?
Yeah. No, all of it.
All of it,
Inside the
top
room.
to bottom. Yes, I wanted to see what poor man had to suffer the slings and arrows
Had to spelunk inside your
of his
husband.
fuzzy A. Wow. Like spelunk. Oh my God. Whatever. I got the pills when I did it, not the drink.
So you were never on the pill, but you were on the pill for the colonoscopy.
All of the above.
Wow. So you not the fun part, that part.
Yeah.
That's where you got the pill.
You've had?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've had multiple, right?
I like to be awake. I like to do it at least once a month.
I don't want to sleep through this. I want to see. Come on.
That's fine. Oh,
show me the screen.
Oh, it's talking to you. It's talking to you.
Patrick, we don't need you to lean in. Okay,
No,
we've
that's
got
fine.
it.
Ooh, I'm
We
puckering
can-
up.
no,
Oh, you like that? Oh, you like that? I'm going to make it difficult for you.
Can I keep the pictures? I need an 8x10, a 5x7, 4 wallets, all glossy.
Ooh, I'll take that one and that one and that one. Ooh, that's good.
You're going through it with a loop.
Oh, this one's really good.
Ooh, that's nice. That's going to be my first headshot.
Oh, that's
And then I need
beautiful.
one that says that I'm like a Law and Order actor.
Can we make it?
Okay.
Can we make it scratch and sniff? Is that okay?
Ew. I think I just blew out my microphone.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. It really does work.
No, smell it.
The snosberries
What are you
taste
talking-
like
What are you
snosberries.
talking about? Your pictures are sent in? Yeah, look at
Yeah,
it.
check it out.
But this is your. I don't want.
All you hear is, ew.
It smells like rock cocktail wieners.
Wow.
Right.
Rocktail wieners.
Rocktail wieners.
Rocktail wieners,
Hey,
everybody.
we're getting a rocktail.
Speaking of rocking and tailing, I think it's time for a drink on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. What do you say, everybody?
All right, why not?
It's
Time
time
for
for specialty
cocktails,
cocktails,
specialty
specialty
wieners.
wieners. We're thinking the same things. We do it all the time. That's why we drink here at the pod. We drink here at the pod with a specialty
What if it was just
drink.
like cocktail wiener, like juice? Like
Oh,
that
when it
leftover-
comes in the can? Ooh, well, you know what? If World
If it
War III
smells-
comes along, we're all going to be eating
If
out of
it
that
smells
can.
like a wiener, looks like a wiener, it must taste
It
like
must be a wiener. Oh, we should get a little can of cocktail wieners. Now I kind of want to try.
just cold, just right out of the.
Because everybody loves a mystery meat, don't you? I know I do. So this week's specialty cocktail is the Bloodhound. James Jules Ferris is getting edgy. I think he needs a walk. Maybe he just needs his belly rubbed. Nope, he just pooped outside. He's better now. For this you will need, oh wow, this is going to be my kind of drink. 1 ounce of gin, 1 ounce sweet vermouth, 1 ounce dry vermouth, and a strawberry for garnish.
Oh.
In a mixing glass, you add gin and vermouth, add ice, and stir. Very simple. Pour into a chilled coupe glass and garnish on the rim, and I do mean rim, with a strawberry.
Strawberry.
Here are the tasting notes. Full transparency for this week's specialty cocktail. Sometimes you have to go with a drink that doesn't require you running out to the local liquor store and force yourself to use whatever you currently have in your bar. What's going to be fun about this week's libation is that it contains a few ingredients that just might make Erin's face implode. Really? And that's good TV. And I'm not exactly sure why the creator of this drink named it the Bloodhound, but if our host's ears become floppy and howl at the moon after their first sip, it will all make sense. In the meantime, pour yourself a coupful. Now sit up, lie down, roll over, play dead. That's a good boy. And those are the tasting notes for the Bloodhound. The Bloodhound, not my favorite breed of dog, I will say. I'm a small dog person, as we know. I like to be able to pick my animals up and move their bodies around. Can you imagine being so small that somebody's just like, nope, you're not on the couch anymore.
Nope,
you're on the
over here.
floor.
Wait, I was just.
But I was just in my teepee. Now I'm out of my teepee. Now I'm wearing this outfit. Now I'm at this party. What's going on? You just get moved from place to place.
I used to think I'd liked a big dog, and then you see a big. Like, I go back and forth, but I'm really happy with Jenny.
Oh, so good. And it seems like when you have a dog, you stay. If you lose that dog, and believe me, somebody's going to have to put me in a padded cell when that day comes. And I'm not going to go dark on this pod. However, people seem to stick with the same breed. You seem to find your breed, and then the next dog you get, you're like, it's going to be a whole different dog, a whole different experience, because I don't want to recreate that dog and that experience.
Well,
and
Jenny
then they always get the
I
same.
I didn't pick Jenny. Jenny came to me.
She found you. The dog finds you.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, my initial dog was a golden retriever, and then when I was talking to Bill Berloni, he said, "Have you ever had a dog?"
Bill Berloni, for the record, is a dog trainer on the Broadway. He
Broadway.
provides dogs for all of the Broadway shows.
Yeah, TV,
Shout out
movies,
to
Broadway.
BB, Bill Berloni.
And he's like, if you've never had a dog before, maybe you shouldn't shoot for a ginormous dog.
Maybe you should ease your way in with a starter dog of a Chihuahua.
Right.
And on that note, I'm going to sip this Bloodhound. I didn't expect it to be this color.
My apologies.
I still have liquid in my mouth. This is why you have to watch us on YouTube. Patty just did a spit take, which I didn't see coming, literally, and now I'm covered in it. This is good. I actually really like this. It's bitter, like me.
That's tasty.
You know what? Because if you like a Negroni, you'll like this. Do you like Negronis?
Are you sure you like it?
Because you like Negronis,
You're like-
you're gonna.
I really like it.
Everything is
It's
really
good.
strong, you guys.
Yeah.
You know why? It's because it's a Saturday morning that we're filming this, and it's just too early for sweet vermouth. We keep going. We keep going. It is Negroni adjacent. I actually really do like it. If it were maybe 5 o'clock at night, you know, I just brushed my teeth. I don't know. It's very good though. I don't know why they have a strawberry on it. What's the point of the strawberry?
I don't know.
It doesn't tell you anything about the drink. It seems like a useless garnish.
feel
No
like-
offense,
I feel like
Bloodhound.
the strawberry should have a face on it.
It's
Like
gotta
2
have-
eyes.
Okay, but still, you're not telling me what's in the drink. Because I think I went to go sip it thinking it was going to have a strawberry sip, and it doesn't.
Well,
It's
you
a-
read the.
I
you
know,
read
I
it,
know, but like
so
I
you
don't
should
know.
kind of know.
But I don't know what to
It's
expect.
one thing for me, since I didn't read it.
I always think gin drinks are going to be clear, but obviously the sweet vermouth, tinted it like
say.
she do.
That's why you're surprised by the.
Sweet vermouth ruins everything. No, I actually really like it. It's the two different vermouths and the gin. You know what? This is the more I talk about this drink, the more I think I'm enjoying myself. I just don't understand the strawberry.
It is before noon, FYI.
What happens
Actually-
if you eat the strawberry after you sip it? Try it.
I don't know. I didn't do
Try
that.
it. Ready? Okay, we're gonna see if the strawberry makes any sense. Well, chase it. For any of you ASMR fans at home, we're eating strawberries. All right.
I don't think it does anything.
I don't think it does anything either. That was for comedy, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, strawberries. Cheers, squares. Gotta keep drinking it, though. That's not right. I have shows tonight.
Do we clap that, or was that your closing?
Was that
bit?
my button?
Yeah.
Me throwing the strawberry? I think so.
This episode of Dear Pod is mixed and edited by Jim Ferris and is a property of Pineapple Ranch Productions.